Okay, everyone, welcome to my new video. In this video, I want to talk about SummerSlam 2025's main event. So, man, this has to be one of the craziest SummerSlam main events of all time, man. And I'm excited to talk about this. So much happened. I'm not really gonna review, the whole shows. I'm just gonna talk about the night two main event. Because it was one of the best SummerSlam main events I've ever seen of all time, honestly. The night one main event between CM Punk and Gunther, that was great stuff too. I saw that. That was a great match. Seth Rollins returned, cashed in on CM Punk after CM Punk won the world title, and Seth became the new world champion after faking the injury. That was a pretty cool moment and everything. But in this video, I want to talk about the night two main event, the Cody Rhodes versus John Cena match, and then what happened after the match with Brock Lesnar. So the SummerSlam Night Two main event, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, they put on a very brutal match. For two baby faces. I mean, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, they fought like two. Like, even though they are cool now because John Cena has turned into a baby face, this match felt like a babyface versus heel. Honestly, like, they went all out on each other. They did not hold back. They hit each other with weapons. Man, this match was so much better than the WrestleMania 41 match. Like, way better. Like, it, within the 5 minutes of this match, I already told myself that, yeah, this match is already way better than the WrestleMania match. And in this match, we saw so much crazy stuff, like, Cody Rhodes hitting a pile driver on John Cena. That reminded me of the time that CM Punk did the pile driver on John Cena back in 2013 on Raw. In that match where CM Punk and John Cena fought over who was gonna face The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, um, back in 2013. And yeah, John Cena hitting Cody Rhodes with a attitude adjustment from one commentary table through another. That was insane. Like, this match was pretty much Super Cena versus Super Cody. Like, there's so many finisher kickouts in this match. Uh, John Cena hit like eight attitude. Yeah, Cody Rhodes kicked out at eight attitude adjustments from John Cena, which is insane. That's a lot of finisher kickouts, dude. And Yeah, dude, John Cena was the first person to kick out of the triple crossroads. And that shocked me because nobody's ever kicked out of the triple crossroads. Cody beat people like Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. He ended Roman Reigns' 4-year title reign with the Triple Crossroads. But then he hits it on Cena, but Cena kicks out. Dude, 2007 John Cena would have for sure kicked out of that, but 2025 John Cena, that's why it shocked me because 2025 John Cena, a guy who, you know just a couple years ago was getting squashed by people like Solo Sikoa, and now suddenly he's going toe to toe with the face of the company, Cody Rhodes, and nearly beating him a few times. The most insane moment from this match was when John Cena used the Cody Rhodes elevator. The elevator that Cody Rhodes uses during his entrance. And he freaking lifted Cody on his shoulders while going up that elevator. And then he just freaking A8 Cody on the floor. And dude, the sound when Cody hit the floor sounded so brutal, man. I felt very bad for Cody. Like, I was worried that he cracked his back or something, like, off that bump. That bump was insane. But dude, I was really stressing in this match, while watching this match because I really wanted Cody to win the championship back. Like, Cody's my favorite wrestler. I always root for him in every match that he has. I'm his biggest fan. Uh, so, dude, when John Cena actually hit those, AAs on Cody, like, towards the end of the match, I knew Cody was going to kick out because Cena kicked out of the triple crossroads, and I already knew that they were also gonna have Cody Rhodes kick out of three AAs in a row. Like, Cena literally hit the double AA and then the AA of the second rope on Cody. And Cody kicked out, and I knew it because they wanted to also have Cody kick out of something crazy, and they had my guy kick out of eight attitude adjustments, man. They, now that's insane, man. Like I don't know if I've ever seen this many finisher kickouts in a match, or I can't remember like ever seeing a match with this many finisher kickouts. Not even Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns matches from back in the day. Not even those had this many. Uh, but yeah, towards the end of the match, so John Cena got Cody Rhodes hit John Cena with a Cody cutter off the top rope through a table, and then hit one more crossroads, 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes won the WWE Championship. I was so happy. Like, dude, I've missed seeing Cody with the WWE Championship. The championship is finally where it belongs. On the American Nightmare. This match was a classic. Honestly, this is probably John Cena's best match in at least 10 years. Right? I think Cena's matches with AJ Styles were also incredible, like back in 2016 and 17 and stuff. But this match right here, dude, like I didn't expect this. Like I knew this match was going to be better than the WrestleMania match. But honestly, this over exceeded my expectations because, dude, I thought it was gonna be a great match, but this was amazing. Like this was more than great. This was a classic. This is one of the best SummerSlam main events I've ever seen. I like literally like I can't name that many SummerSlam main events that I've seen that entertained me more than this one. No, honestly, this is my favorite SummerSlam main event match of all time. And nothing comes close, in my opinion. Sure, there's been a lot of great SummerSlam main event matches. For example, the last man standing match that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar had a few years ago when Brock lifted the ring with the tractor. That was an amazing match, an amazing main event for SummerSlam, and also the Fatal 4-Way match from SummerSlam 2017. With the Brock, Roman, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. That was also another great main event. Uh, yeah, there's been a lot of great ones. Even the one that John Cena and Roman Reigns had a few years ago was pretty decent. Uh, so yeah, and of course Edge and Undertaker had a Hell in a Cell match in 2008, which was the main event of SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a great match too. Undertaker pretty much killed Edge in the ending. I remember just chokeslammed him through the ring and then fire like off a ladder, and then Edge got burned underneath the ring. That was insane. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, this was a great match with a great result. John Cena showed respect to Cody Rhodes after the match and passed the torch to him, which was a very beautiful moment. John Cena is officially a babyface. Because on SmackDown when John and Cody did that segment where they, shook hands and drank Hulk Hogan beer together. Oh, and by the way, yeah, speaking of Hulk Hogan, I haven't talked about him yet, I think. But man, it's pretty sad to know that he's no longer, with us. He passed away like a couple weeks ago. And dude, the day I was shocked when I found out Hogan passed because, you know, because he was actually, doing pretty well, before he passed. I remember when he came out on that Raw Netflix debut episode where he got heavily booed by the crowd. And I remember I saw him and I thought he looked pretty good. Hulk Hogan looked in pretty good shape. He looked like he took good care of himself. And now just months later, and he's passed away. And that's sad, man, because Hulk Hogan is obviously the guy who, like, without him there would be no WWE or professional wrestling for that matter, like no sports entertainment. He's the guy who, like, we wouldn't have WrestleMania, we wouldn't have sports entertainment without him. So I definitely have a lot of respect for Hulk Hogan. Sure, he was a very controversial person, I'm not a fan of what Hulk Hogan said in that one pre-recording audio taping, like from 2006 or whenever it was that he said some very racist slurs. He said the N-word and stuff, and that was pretty messed up. That was very, very messed up. Uh, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of people just kind of celebrate that Hogan is there, and honestly, I'm not gonna be one of those because I'm not gonna you know go that low. And I wasn't the biggest Hogan fan either, but I mean, you got to remember that he had family and friends and stuff. And he does have people that are going to miss him dearly. So yeah, like R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan, man. Yeah, that like I still can't believe it, honestly. The fact that that Ric Flair and Vince McMahon both outlived him is honestly pretty surprising to me, because Ric Flair is in much worse shape than Hulk Hogan. Or I mean, like Ric Flair, he has been drinking so much alcohol for like the past 40 or 50 years or whatever. Like it feels like Ric Flair has drank more alcohol than water. Like his lifestyle is not that healthy. And I'd expect Hogan to because Hogan, he just seemed a bit more healthy. And honestly, I also saw the last interview that he did where he talked, about you know I saw the last interview that Hulk Hogan did like a day before he passed away, and honestly, he looked pretty good and healthy in it. But yeah, whatever. R.I.P. Hulk. That's just still shocking. But yeah, let's talk about what happened after the match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which was an absolute banger of a match. After the match, as I said, John Cena showed respect to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes left. He's the new WWE champion for the second time. Cody Rhodes is a two-time WWE champion. I'm very happy about that. So congratulations to Cody Rhodes. John Cena then was about to leave the ring, but then Brock Lesnar's theme song hit, and Brock Lesnar uh, came out looking pretty cool. I do like the new look Brock has. He looks like this, Viking. And I really like it. And he came out. He got a massive pop from the crowd. He got in the ring. John Cena tried to clothesline him, but then Brock Lesnar gave John Cena an F5. Dude, I don't know what Brock Lesnar's obsession with attacking John Cena is every time he returns. Like in 2012 when he returned, the first guy he attacked was John Cena, and also in 2021 when he returned at SummerSlam after he did the face off with Roman Reigns, he gave Cena a F5 also, and that was only a couple years ago, like 4 years ago. And now he did it again, man. Like John Cena is always Brock's main target for some reason. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we just talked about Hulk Hogan, and speaking of controversial people, Brock Lesnar is for sure in a very controversial situation, because I've heard that the case with him and Vince McMahon, the lawsuit or whatever, is still going, and this decision to bring back Brock Lesnar pissed off a lot of people, and I can understand that, because I mean Brock is his name hasn't been cleared yet from what I've heard. Brock is still, like they haven't proven if he's guilty or not, if he's innocent or not. And I can understand that, because and they're also now selling Brock Lesnar merch, and that's a pretty bold move, because what if it turns out that tomorrow Brock Lesnar is actually guilty, and then they're gonna have to drop all his merch and blacklist him from WWE again, because that's why Brock Lesnar was gone from WWE the past 2 years, because of this case, this lawsuit that him and Vince McMahon have been you know associated with, involved with. That's the better word. Uh, so yeah, man. But this was a very cool match, though. The Cody and like I kind of like. There's one thing that really did piss me off with Brock returning, and I mean I popped because I did not expect Brock to show up at all. Triple H wasn't lying when he said that night two was gonna shock the fans or whatever he said. It really did. Uh, I knew Cody was going to win the championship. I knew, but I didn't know Brock was going to return. And the one thing that pissed me off about Brock returning is that it kind of took away from Cody's moment. And I didn't like that. I wish Brock would have returned and attacked. Like maybe attacked Cena on the SmackDown after SummerSlam or something. Because this really took away from Cody's moment, man, and I did not really like that. And now Brock is not going to show up for weeks or something. Cena is going to be on SmackDown this week to talk about Brock, but Brock will probably not show up in a while. I don't know. I don't think Brock is going to face Cena in Paris. They're probably going to face each other in Crown Jewel. We're going to get John Cena versus Brock Lesnar in 2025 as one of John Cena's last matches. Uh, it's 2014 all over again. I still remember that SummerSlam 2014 match where Brock destroyed John Cena. You know, so yeah, man, this was the video. Thanks for watching. Cody Rhodes is the champion, and that's what makes me happy, though. So yeah, like, subscribe, peace out, goodbye.